Good afternoon. It's time for yet another NFL Bucky's Mill Day. This is your host, Mike C, of course, and the star of the show, as always, it's Bucky. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. Well, the combine's over. Uh, I will admit I love watching it, but it gets a little monotonous after a while. Um, a lot of 40-yard dashes, which is okay. Um, some of the drills, are okay. The commentary gets a little old after a while. And I mean, the guys do a great job, but I don't know. It just falls flat sometimes, but that's all right. I mean, it's not a big deal. A lot of information, ton of information. I didn't watch the whole thing. Um, I watched the first 3 days for the most part. Um, Probably stopped at like maybe the last 20 minutes each day because it gets monotonous after a while. And last day, I had taped it, was going to watch it, and did not watch it. Saw some of the highlights, and I watched the recap on YouTube. And the last day was offensive lineman, and it's okay. But again, the 40-yard dash for offensive lineman is almost an oxymoron because it's not important. They're never going to run 40 yards ever in the NFL. But all in all, it was a good 3 or 4 days, and I enjoyed it. Now the next big thing coming up is free agency, which starts I think in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, and a lot of news on that, and of course a lot of news on mock drafts and the draft itself. Um, so yeah, it's always an exciting time, and you can really feel the tension building, and it's exciting. I love it. But Bucky, what in the world do you have in front of you today? Well, this was a card that I had made from Pinterest, and I thought I was going to replace the combine card that I have. It's just not big enough, and so I kept the other one. I trimmed the other one a little bit, and I thought, well, I don't want to waste cards, so I thought, well, we'll use it. It's got 2 lines. It's got Jared Goff on it twice, and just say combine on it. So I thought, I'll use it for Bucky's prop. So that's pretty cool. And of course, Bucky's in front of some of the other cards that I printed off and put on the door, and so that's always fun. Let's get to some other news first. The Hawks actually made a trade, and I think a very good one. They traded Seth Jones, I believe is I want to say a winger. I won't swear to that. They traded him to the Panthers for goaltender Spencer Knight and a 26 conditional first round pick. I'm not sure exactly what constitutes that, but it's a first round pick. And a lot of people said it was a very good move on the Hawks. And I have no idea who this Keith Jones guy is. Something to do with, might have been an assistant captain or something. Because I think they were going to make an announcement if they already haven't for a new captain, but that I won't swear to. But so yeah, I think it was a good trade. Good looking goaltender. I read a little bit about him. He's very good, and so he'll be the most likely the goaltender of the future for the Hawks. What else, Bucky? I don't have any other thing. Nope, nothing. I got four nations face up. I think that was last week. Yeah, and Canada beat the United States. So anyway, other news. The WWF had a huge elimination chamber match yesterday, and John Cena turned heel, and it's literally blowing up the internet. And I saw the highlights from it, and yeah, he turned on Cody Rhodes, and it's just exploding over the internet. But so that was always exciting. But now we're in full draft and watched a lot of mocks, and we'll continue. Some not breaking news, but it's some news. The Eagles are going to release Darius Big Play Slay, and I guess he's 34, which is kind of old. But he wants to play maybe one more year for the Lions or Eagles, and Eagles already released him, will release him, so that doesn't make any sense. It would say about $4 million. So if they re-sign him, it costs him like $3 million, so it's like $1 million. Now, is he old? Yeah, he's not the Darius Slay, when he was on the Lions, with Patricia, and, which he left him bitter, which I don't blame him. Might be safety. I don't know if he can play, probably nickel corner. He might be a corner or a safety. We'll see. But, so that's kind of good news. But we'll see if they sign him. Last week's video I just checked did 9, which is that's okay. But so we're gonna call this video, because yesterday was the Oscars. Did not watch a single second of it, which is sad, because that used to be a huge event. Used not cover to cover, but I used to watch it a lot. Back when Billy Crystal was, host. Carson did it for years. And, but now it's gotten all political and other issues, and never heard of any of the movies, or barely heard any of the movies. Didn't see any of them. Forgot who won. Don't really care anymore, which is sad. But, so we're going to use that for, our title and some form of it. But, yeah, didn't watch a single second of it, and that was perfectly fine. We had a visitor the other day. This gentleman and this lady from a shelter brought a very cute dog, very cute girl, and her name was Josie. Short hair, but it just didn't work. Unfortunately, there wasn't that connection. She was friendly. She was more friendly towards Carl, I thought, but that's okay. But she had a lot of issues, and a lot of we're taking a lot of training, and I just didn't know if I wanted to do that, because she deserves a great life, because she can be a great dog. But I looked into her eyes, and I just didn't see I don't expect the same, passion as Suki, but I just didn't see that, adopt me look. And Carla was okay with it, so. But we're still gonna, keep looking, but it just wasn't meant to be. So I hope and pray she gets, the right family and gets adopted soon, because she deserves it. She's a great dog. But it was fun to have her over, so that was fun. But now, back to the Lions. It's just inundated with information and mocks and free agency, which is coming up, like I mentioned earlier. And there was, a couple of players released. There was a guard that the Bengals released. I can't remember his name now, but I think he started all games last year for the Bengals. Hell, sign him up. I don't care. So I would not draft an offensive lineman in the first 2 rounds. Just wouldn't. My preference would be defensive end or defensive tackle, and switch them. There's a lot of, free agents out there. More players will be cut. And, offensive line is not a huge need for the Lions anyway. They keep mentioning guard because of Kevin Zeitler. But, it's one guy. And they have other guards and they have other players. So they're kind of overemphasizing that, in my opinion. But they still need, defensive end. I would sign like Khalil Mack. Trade talks of Joey Bosa, which, he's injured a lot. Khalil Mack, like I mentioned, is out there. I would not mind that, actually. Myles Garrett's still out there. The Browns say they won't trade him. So there's a lot of potential opportunities to draft somebody or trade for them or sign. So drafting an offensive lineman is not high. You can draft one of them, sure. Fourth round maybe, whatever, but just not first couple rounds. Just unnecessary. I have other needs and other positions of desire and importance that you need to take care of first. So I would, sign a free agent or two, and then draft, like I mentioned, two defensive players, one and two, wide receivers somewhere down the line, offensive lineman somewhere down the line. Which I think offensive tackle is kind of a hidden need in the equation. One could play center, defensive back that you can probably get, free agency. They got 7 picks, so they'll get some, obviously, some good names, but are they going to trade up? Are they going to trade down? Stay the same. That's the beauty of the draft. So, I've done, a lot of mocks. Bucky and I have done a lot of mocks, which is always fun. But now, like I said, the combine's over. So the draft magazine is almost on its way, Bucky, but not quite. But we'll get there in a couple weeks. And that's always exciting. But I think that's about it, Bucky. Yeah, not too much else to report. A little overcast today. I was going to go to CVS to get a few more cards and a prescription, but my prescription's not ready, so I said, heck with it. I'm not going to go out. So, all right, Buck, that's about it. Yeah. So for Mike Senecor Star Show, as always, it's Bucky. Say bye, Bucky. Bucky says bye. And take care, stay safe, and enjoy life. All right, bye now.